This will be a very busy service. We're having our Bodhi Day service today, which is a celebration of the enlightenment of Prince Siddhartha. We're doing our December Shotsuki Hoyo, and we're doing a special presentation to new Dharma school students this morning. And that's to build your appetite for the Dharma school, or junior YBA burrito lunch. We have a high-tech minister here too. Laptop instead of books. And now, Certified Minister Assistant Sharon Sasaki will be ringing the Kansho, the calling bell. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. And now we will have opening remarks by Reverend Laverne.
Thank you, Kaytee.
Yep, you're not on.
Thank you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so please join me in Gassho, and we will be receiving fruit and floral offering from the Dharma school students. Thank you. Namanda, it's namanda, it's namanda, it's namanda.
Today we will be doing our December Shotsuki Hoyo. And I can't see the thing from here, but Reverend Laverne will be reading the family names of the deceased.
Good morning, everybody. Today is the first Sunday of the month, and it's very typical for us to do a Shotsuki service. And this is a service where we remember those individuals that have passed away during the month. I'm going to be reading the names of the deceased and then the family member. So you are welcome to come up and burn incense and bring your intentions, messages of gratitude. If I do not call out a family member name, if they're not on our list, please feel free to also come up and offer incense. So let's see, I'm sorry, in this day of electronic miracles, I still have to make my screen bigger so I can read. Our first name is Kitsu Ito, the Ito family. Nihei Furusho, Chieko Saito. Tadasu Oya, the Oya family. Yutaka Amano, the Amano family. Masaki Yoshida, Sakamoto family. Wakako Tsuneyoshi, Dwayne Koba. Sone Takada, Ichiji Takada. Daniel Amano, Mike Amano. Yasu Akiyama, the Akiyama family. Kyoko Hosaka, Jun Hosaka. Hiroshi Oyama, the Oyama family. Isamu Miyama, friends. Tatsu Hata, the Hamada family. Hichijiro Masayuki, Troy Matsumoto. Kenji Nishigaki. Takeo Tachiki, the Tachiki family. Natsu Tanaka, the Tanaka family. Takeshi Okuma, the Okuma family. Shigeto Amano, the Amano family. Zentaro Araumi, the Azuma family. Aya Tokimura, Furuya family. Matsue Tsuji, Tsuji family. Mitose Okuma, the Okuma family. George Hamada, the Hamada family. Ito Kawamoto, the Kawamoto family. David H. Uda, Georgiana Uda. Masaru Higuchi, Yasuko Higuchi. Hikoichi Okimoto, Tom Okimoto. Shigeo Amano, Mikie Honda. Frank Yonekura, the Yonekura family. Naomi Campbell, the Campbell family. Take Torimaru, the Torimaru family. Yoshimi Ueji, Chieko Takeguchi. Asao Momita, Gary Momita. Kakuaki Kaneko, the Kaneko family. Bunichi Tsukamoto, Wayne Tsukamoto. Keisuke Okuma, Okuma family. Ben Honda, Mikie Honda. Taiji Santohigashi, Shunichi Santohigashi. Tsuruyo Kawamoto, the Matsui family. Yoshiko Kashima, Kashima family. Nobue Nishii, Nishii family. Nobuo Nadahara, Nakagawa family. Isamu Sugimoto, Joe Sugimoto. Koharu Kaytee Shiraishi, the Shiraishi family. Kaoru Saito Bennett, Ford Bennett. Mary Sanaya Yamaguchi, Donna McDonald. Masao Kishi, Elena Barrett. Eiji Oya, Yumiko Oya. Kasuke Ogata, Hiroshi Ogata. Irene Koga, Florence Koga. Manae Mayumi, Katsuhiro Morishita. Shizue Yamamoto, the Yamamoto family. Isamu Nakamura, Sherry Nakamura. Caitlin Sky Yotbanmi, Stephanie Yamamoto. Ritsuko Tosh Ogier, Robin Ogier. Walter Julian Valeri, Aiko Valeri. Ken Ichi Hitomi, Chiharu Hitomi. Nobuko Uchino, Gary Uchino. Kuriko Darini, Bruna Mori. Yoko Ajishi Garcia, Joseph Garcia. George S. Kitagawa Jr., Gary Kitagawa. Ron Okuma, the Okuma family. Kathy Yamada Olson, Scott Olson. Pauline Masako Nakamura, Sherry Nakamura. Yukiko Negoro, Glenn Negoro. Roy Mitchell, the Mitchell family. Sakiko Kada, Naomi Himaka. Pat Heyamoto, Takeshita family. Chieko Yagi, Christine Driscoll. Arikazu Ogasawara, Michiko Ogasawara. Karen Kawasaki, Mildred and Trace Kawasaki. And again, for those of you that have lost a loved one in the month of December and would like to come up and do gassho, please do so. And for those that are new to the Jodo Shinshu service, this is a time for remembering and for offering gratitude for the lives of those that we have lost, and for remembering the impact that they had on our lives, and for being grateful because we are here today because of their lives.
Next, we will be chanting the Sambujo, which can be found on page 21 or on the screen, led by Reverend Laverne.
Bujo Midan Yorai Niudo Jo Shaka jo sam ge Hyobyakumon, the intention of today's service. In the presence of Amida Buddha, which we experience and know as wisdom and compassion, light and life, we are gathered today to observe Bodhi Day. It's a time for us to give gratitude to Shakyamuni Buddha for awakening and for passing on the teachings of the Dharma. For all of us today in this Jodo Shinshu temple, it is a time for us as a Sangha to reflect together and be in harmony with the rhythms and the cycles of the earth and indeed the universe. Namo kie butsu, namo kie ho, namo kie so. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Hearing the name and desiring to be born in the Pure Land, we can all attain birth and attain the rank of the truly settled. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu.
And now please turn to page 34 of the service book for Sutra Chanting Juseige.
Kagoncho Seigan Hishimu Jodo Shigan Fumanzo Seifujo Shoga Gao Muryoko Hui Dai Seshu Husai Shobingu Seifujo Shogak Gashi Jobutsudo Myosho Chojipo Kukyo Mishomon Seifujo Shogak Ryokujin Shonen Joe Shubongyo Shigumu Jodo Isho Teninshi Jinriki Endaiko Husho Musaido Shoujo Sankumyo Kosai Shuyakunan Kaihichi Egen し根も安閉塞小悪道通達全宗門高僧上満足異様老寺法日願修十期天候音普賢異種解放像公正功徳法浄土大集中説法四四苦供養一切仏具足修徳本元年出上満徳意三害を如仏無下地通達未修正願学エリ投資最小尊志願薬効果大仙王感動国書天人統治妙見ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブがんにしくどく平等性際道本菩大心往生安楽をPlease join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu.
And now we will recite our pledge written by the Gomonshu Otani Kojin, and it's on an insert that can be found in your service book, if it hasn't fallen out. Oh, it's also up on the screen. Breaking out of my shell, I will share a warm smile and speak gentle words, just like the kind Buddha. Not becoming lost in my greed, anger, and ignorance, I shall think and act with an open mind, just like the calm and peaceful Buddha. Not putting myself first, I will share in the joy and sadness of others, just like the compassionate Buddha. Realizing the gift of life I have received, I shall strive to live each day to its fullest, like the Buddha who tirelessly works to liberate all. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. And now we're going to have a incense offering by representatives. First, Dharma School staff. Nobody here from the staff? They're all cooking. I guess Sharon Sasaki, who's the co-superintendent. Dharma School students. Sangha teams. Junior YBA, or are all, I guess they're all cooked. Nope, we got one here. Okay. Abba. BWA. Taiko? Any of the Taiko people here? Fight over who's going to do it. Komon? I know there's several of them here. There we go. Joyce Teague coming out from behind the bookstore. Komon are past presidents of the temple. And for current president of the temple, Kurt Yasuhara. And now can everybody, oh, we're going to have a Dharma school talk first, and then we'll do the song. Again, Reverend Imori will be doing the Dharma message.
Good morning again, everybody. Thank you for coming to today's service. We have a joint Bodhi Day service observance and also Shotsuki Hoyo. I have a PowerPoint slide. Today's Dharma, for today's Dharma message for the kids, I kind of want to come down. Can I come down? Okay, I'm going to just bring this.
Sure what this was.
I know Ruth complains when I come down here because she says she can't see me. I'm so short anyway. But I would invite the Dharma School students, and wow, I even see a Dharma School alum, to come down to the first row or come down and sit on the floor while I share the story. Is that all? I know we have more Dharma School kids. Andrea, I missed you. Please come. This is like my favorite thing when I come to service on Sunday is to see all the Dharma School kids. And we have also, I want to introduce our alumni. She's a freshman at UCLA. So she doesn't come regularly anymore, but I miss her. I'm sure her parents do too. But I have a Dharma School message, and this comes from a book that I have. It's called Buddhism for Kids, and it's by Emily Griffith Burke. And it's got some beautiful stories, and it has some beautiful exercises for children also. So if you could. So it said that teachers are people who share the teaching with us, right? And so today is Bodhi Day. Today is the day that Shakyamuni Buddha, our teacher, awakened to the truths. And it said that these teachings tell us how to find the truth. It said that truth can only be found inside ourselves. And truth is knowing that the Buddha, truth is the knowing that the Buddha realized when Shakyamuni Buddha awakened. And so there's a story. There was once a very wise teacher, Hekima, who tried to explain this to his or her students. And the students gathered one evening outside the temple for their lesson by Hekima. And Hekima said, "My dear students, I'm serving as a teacher, and I've come this evening to share with you a teaching that will lead you to discover the truth." And Hekima's students listened carefully to their teacher, and they were very excited to learn. Just like you guys come to Sunday service and so excited to hear the Dharma and learn, right? Yeah, thank you. Jaden said yeah. And so next slide, please. And so Hekima continued and said, "I'll now point my hand just so and tell me what you see." And the students looked at their teacher, and they were a little bit puzzled, and then began to speak up one at a time. And one student said, "I see your finger. I see your finger." And another student said, "I see the palm of your hand." And another said, "Well, I notice your fingernails." "Well, don't look at my fingernails because I haven't had a manicure in a while." And so they all chimed in, and the teacher, Hekima, said, "You know what? Keep looking, keep observing." "I see the back of your hand," offered another student. "How about the finger that is pointing? You see my finger? Pointing." "Ah," said Hekima, "and to what does it point?" The students paused before slowly looking to where their teacher's finger was pointing. And the teacher's finger was pointing to the moon. And so one of the students said, "Oh, your finger is pointing to the moon." And so the moon is like the truth, okay? So Hekima's lesson is don't look only at the finger, right? The teacher, right? Trying to teach the truth. The moon is the truth. And so so you have to look at the truth. And the students, they were a little bit confused. That's kind of confusing to me even. And it's like, well, what does Hekima mean? Look at the moon. Don't look at my finger, but look at the moon. And so the students spent some time gazing at the moon as they thought about what their teacher was saying to them or trying to teach them. And then one student then asked, "So when you teach us about kindness," and do you guys learn about kindness in Dharma school? Yeah? Yeah? Right. When you teach us about kindness, does that mean we shouldn't just think about kindness, but we should practice kindness? We should practice being kind. And with that, Hekima bowed to the student and said, "That is how you will come to know the truth." And so, again, I want to come back because this is Bodhi Day. This is the day that our teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha, right, shared the teachings, shared the universal truth with us. And so teachers are just people, right? They're teachers who are sharing teachings with us. So all your Dharma school teachers. And I would like the Dharma school teachers to stand up, please, and Dharma school staff. Please stand up. Because this is a group of people, and I want us to give them a great big round of applause. These individuals are all volunteers. Some of them have spent careers in teaching. Others are volunteers and are coming to temple and sharing the teachings with our students. And so I just want to express my gratitude to all of you for taking time to share the teachings with our kids. So I want to just repeat. It's said that the teachings that our teachers share with us tell us how to find the truth. They don't necessarily tell us, hey, this is what the truth is, but they tell us how to find that truth, how to discover that truth for ourselves. And it is said that the truth can only be found inside ourselves. So we have to really listen to the teachings and think about how does that teaching apply to me in my life? And then the truth is the knowing that the Buddha realized when he was awakened on Bodhi Day 2,600 years ago. So with that, I would like for you guys to think about when you go to your classes and the teachers are trying to teach you about compassion, right? And impermanence and interdependence, that you think about what that actually means and what that means for each one of you as you're growing up and as you're dealing with other people and as you're dealing with your homework and your teachers and just life in general. So please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. And thanks for coming up and joining me today. And I can't see Ruth, so, oh, there she is. Hi, Ruth, can you see me? She can't hear me. Okay, so thank you very much for listening to the Dharma message.
Now, can everybody please stand for the Gatha, a special place. It's on the screen and also on page 100 in your service book, accompanied by Robert Yamamoto. Is a square upon the floor as I went in the sea, a place I visit every week, a spot that's just for me. When I sit upon that square, I leave my cares aside. All anger is forgotten. The Dharma is my guide. There is a special something here. It's something you can see. For kindness lives within this place. It lives inside of me. Amida stands inside the shrine, a smile upon his face. I smile right back, I'm glad to be here in this special place. Now there's time to sit and think of all that I can do to care for those around me each day the whole week through. This is a home to gentle thoughts when sitting quietly. For kindness lives within this place, it lives inside of me. It lives inside of me. Please be seated. And now we're going to have a presentation to new students of Juzu and a service book.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for coming to today's special service. And in addition to Bodhi Day, we also have a special presentation today of onenju and service books for the new Dharma School students for this year. So these are students who are just started to attend this year and enrolled, but keep in mind that any student who would like to attend services and classes on any given day are welcome, your friends or anyone else you know. But these are students who are enrolled for the year. So Sensei will be presenting the items. Okay. So when I call your name, could you please come up and offer incense? The first new student to introduce is Ayako Enox from the high school class. And please stay up and just stand in front until we take a picture after. And the second is we have Kira Sunthornen from the 5th to 8th grade class, but I didn't see her here today, so yeah. But Kira's a new student. She's in 7th grade. Then we have Adelina Velasquez, and she is in the 3rd to 4th grade class. And Julie Velasquez from the TK to 2nd grade class. And Rosalie Velasquez from the TK to the 2nd grade class. Congratulations to the new students. Thank you for coming to Dharma School this year. Hope you're enjoying it and learning a lot from your teachers. Yeah, let's take a photo. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh.
Dharma School Super.
Okay. Oh.
Is Lisa here?
No, unfortunately not.
And now, are there any announcements? Ooh, lots of them. Yay.
I guess I'll kick things off here. But for those who are, for the Dharma School students, today we are doing a group activity. I'm not going to get into what it is. I don't want to spoil it, but it will be taking place in room 7 today.
Good morning. You don't see the brittle lady. The brittle lady, Margot, is over in the annex and hoping to sell lots of brittle and popcorn. We have a few left to sell, so please come and buy some. We also, for the BWA, we're having a fundraiser. This is a really quick and short one. It's tamales, and it's $4 a piece, and we have pork, chicken, cheese with green chili, corn, or pineapple. So, and we have a quick turnaround. Deadline is next Sunday, and delivery is the 15th. So in 2 weeks, it'll be delivered. So, and pickup is between noon and 4. Okay, thank you. I have the order forms for here. I'll leave some in the back. Thanks.
Good morning. Today in the annex, our junior IBA is hosting our Bodhi Day fundraiser. We're serving homemade burritos. And yeah, we've worked really hard, and so please come out and support us after service. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Bob, and this year I'm helping with Dharma School activities. And we're trying to get a date or dates that are good for people in 2025 for camping and other activities. For the Dharma School email, there were messages that went out the last few weeks with a survey and a link. So if you could please click on the link, if you'd love to go camping or any other day activities, we're also looking for ideas. Please input your times and dates available, and we would love to go camping and have some activities. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Nice to see you all today at the service. Today is our final day if you'd like to order mochi. Next Sunday is our Temple Mochitsuki, and there won't be service next Sunday, so please, if you're going to come out, please come out to help. We'll need a lot of help with making the mochi, and here's a storyboard that kind of shows you the process and everything. We'll be starting next Friday. We will begin by washing the rice from 11 o'clock. We're going to wash about 800 pounds of rice. That's going to make close to 1,200 pounds of mochi. So that's a lot. So a lot of work with that. And then we'll be setting up all the mochi equipment on Saturday about 11 o'clock, setting up the annex hall for our production area. And then on Sunday, starting at 6 o'clock, will be the day of making mochi. Mochi is the sweet rice cakes for the new year. So hope you can all come out for that. If you haven't ordered and like to order today, there are order forms in the office, so please do so. And then also that day, if you'd like to bring your favorite dish, whether it's a side dish or a dessert or a salad to share for lunch, you're welcome to do so. And then this will be for Sunday. And then also we're accepting donations toward the purchase of supplies for the Mochitsuki. And also the Obon-again will have a mini Obon-again sales along with the white elephant in the Sangha hall during the Mochitsuki. And I think the brittle sales will also be selling their items as well. So come out for Mochitsuki next weekend. It's always a fun day. I know for the Dharma School students, the kids all get involved with a lot of different aspects of Mochitsuki. So look forward to seeing everybody next Sunday. And like I said, we'll get started at 6 a.m. and it'll go to about 3 in the afternoon. Okay, thank you. If you have any questions, you could come see me. Okay, thank you.
We're also still collecting warm clothings for Streets of Hope. That's the Dharma group, and we'll be packing them up shortly. I'm not sure where Arturo is. I think he's cooking. But we'll be delivering that to Streets of Hope either this week or next week, I believe. And also, if you have any specifically women's clothing or things for animal shelter, I can take those too. And that concludes the Dharma School portion of the service. Dharma School students are dismissed to room 7. So please come up and offer incense. And we'd like to appreciate, our musician, Robert, bell ringer, Sharon, and I forgot to tell Kurt to come up. So he's going to do that during the adult portion. Sorry. The adult service will begin with the Vandana and Sarana, which can be found on page 96, or it's up on the screen as well, led by Reverend Laverne. And we'll start from the beginning where it says leader in the book.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Kie Butsu. Namo Kie Ho. Namo Kie So. Namandabits, 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 namandabits.
And now Reverend Laverne will be giving the adult Dharma message.
Good morning again. Is this on? Yep. Good morning again, everybody. Thank you for coming to today's service. There's a couple of things, though, that I want to do before I share my Dharma message, and that is there are several faces that are new to the Buddhist Temple of San Diego, so I'd like to invite those of you who have not been to San Diego before to please stand up. I know there's a lot of unfamiliar faces, so thank you. And the Hirai family. Would you introduce yourselves? Maybe we'll start with the gentleman and the lady in the back there. My name is Gina. Gina? Matt, thank you for coming today. And if you have any questions about the service, we have a minister's assistant here that you can ask, myself. And any of the people that are sitting, because they're probably longtime members. And the Hirai family.
Clement Hirai, we're from Arlene Hirai, and our daughter Kaytee Hirai. We're from Massachusetts. Our daughter lives here in San Diego now, so we're out here for Thanksgiving. We belong to the New York Buddhist Church. So we're familiar with that. And I've been here last year.
Oh, you were here. Okay. That's okay. I'm glad you introduced yourselves. Thank you. Thank you for coming to visit us. And this family, I saw 4 or 5 of you. Oh, I know you. Thank you. Any other new faces? No? Okay. So today, what is today? Our Dharma school kids aren't here, but I know some of you know what today is. Bodhi Day. And what is Bodhi Day? Say that again, say it louder. Yes, the day that Shakyamuni Buddha became enlightened under the Bodhi tree. And the story, I'm going to tell the story. Many of you have already heard it, but this is a time for me to just refresh some of your memory and to share his teachings. So Shakyamuni Buddha, as you know, was born a prince, and he was very protected, right? His father wanted him to become a noble person, a royal person, and a warrior. And so he was very sheltered from the realities of the world as he knew it. And but one day he escaped. He slipped out of the palace and he encountered sickness, death, and became curious, right? And so he left home to begin to search for the realities, for the truths of this life. And on Bodhi Day, he came to the realization that of what we know as the Four Noble Truths. And the Four Noble Truths, there are basic Buddhist teaching, right? And there are four very succinct statements that capture the goal, capture the practice, and of Buddhism, the teachings of Buddhism. And this provides us as Buddhists, and even as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists, it provides a framework for understanding the nature of suffering and the path to becoming free of that suffering. And so the first noble truth is that there is suffering, right? There is a pervasive presence of suffering in all of our lives. I can't imagine that there is a single person in this room that hasn't experienced or encountered some form of suffering. And this truth, this universal truth, teaches that life always involves suffering, in sometimes obvious forms, and sometimes in maybe more nuanced, in less obvious or subtle forms. And so even when things seem good, we maybe still might feel just a little bit of anxiety and uncertainty. And the suffering is a cause, the second noble truth is the cause of suffering, right? It's fundamentally ignorance or misunderstanding about our own nature and the nature of reality. And we suffer because of our mistaken beliefs. It's our attachments to our beliefs that things, including ourselves, are separate, right? And independent and solid in and of itself. The painful and struggle to maintain this delusion is caused by our ego. It's caused by our ego selves, and it's known as samsara, or the cyclic existence. The third noble truth is that, and it's good news, right? It starts out pretty gloomy, when you say, okay, there's suffering. We don't want to suffer, right? We don't want to hear that there's suffering. We don't want to hear that our egos are the cause of our suffering. But the third noble truth is that there are ways to overcome some of that suffering. And they are, the suffering can cease. And then the last noble truth is that there is a path. There is a prescription, right, to end that suffering. And so the end of the suffering comes with following the Eightfold Noble Truth, or Noble Path. So the good news is that even though we will suffer, we can ease that suffering. So that's the good news. As you know, or as you may remember, when the Shakyamuni became enlightened, he was very reluctant to share the teachings because he was very wise, and he said, you know, there's a lot of people in this world, and even though maybe the teachings might seem simple, a lot of people, how do I teach, how do I reach, how do I share these teachings with so many different people? And so he was very reluctant, and he was encouraged by fellow mendicants, that travelers that were seeking the truth with him, because they saw his aura, they saw that something was different about him. And so they begged him to please share the teachings. How many of you have read, let's say, 10 sutras? How many of you have read 3 sutras? Yeah, Sharon has. There are numerous sutras, and sutras are the words, the teachings of Shakyamuni Buddha, right? And a lot of times it will start out with, "Thus I have heard," because these teachings in the very early years were handed down orally, and they are now written. But you know, again, we're human beings, right? And so, you ever heard that game, you know, where you will tell a secret to somebody and pass it on? You know, you'll make a statement, and if you've passed it on to, let's say, 10 or 15 people, is what was passed on usually the same as that 15th, that 10th person heard? No, it's usually distorted, right? So there's a lot of academic studies even now about the sutras and, okay, how accurate is it? Are these really the words of the Buddha as they were originally, you know, delivered? But so, like I said, there were, the Buddha was wise enough to know that lots of different people, those of us sitting here, you know, we're all we've come to the Jodo Shinshu temple today, but we have different causes and conditions that actually brought us here, right? Some of you grew up as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists. Your parents were devout members. You ended up attending Dharma school and have continued to observe these services. Myself, I came to Jodo Shinshu about 20 years ago. So I am a first generation Jodo Shinshu follower. So how I have listened to, or how I have received the Dharma, is probably different than how maybe Sharon, who grew up as a Jodo Shinshu Buddhist, is probably different. And I would even say that my understanding of the teachings from 20 years ago is very different than my understanding of it today, because I have changed. I have had certain things happen to me in the last 20 years that maybe have colored how I received the teachings. So Shakyamuni Buddha, I think, was wise enough to understand that there were different ways for people to hear the teachings, different ways for people to absorb those teachings. And one of the paths, one of the ways is Shin Buddhism, is Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, as it was understood by the 7 masters, passed on to Shinran Shonin, and then passed on now to us, right, in this 21st century. So when you think about 2,600 years, I mean, that's a lot of time. And when I think about Shakyamuni Buddha, you know, having awakened, and when I think about the teachings as they've been passed on to Shinran Shonin, and I think about myself and like listening to the teachings, you know, the fingers, right, pointing to the moon. Last week we had the privilege of hearing Reverend Henry Adams, and I would, at Hoonko coming up in January, we'll have Reverend Torii. So we will be exposed to a lot of different teachers. And I think about the Four Noble Truths. I think about the Eightfold Path. I think about the six paramitas. And I am amazed. I am in awe that these teachings continue today. I'm going to diverge a little bit here, and I'm going to share with you. On Thanksgiving Day, Sharon and I were joined by Julie and her daughter, Annika, and we went to the Deer Park Monastery. Anybody been to Deer Park? It is a retreat center that is in the tradition of Thich Nhat Hanh. And Thich Nhat Hanh was a Vietnamese Zen priest and activist. He was a peace activist. We went there, and we got to listen to a Dharma talk. Similarities, but a little bit different. We got to participate in walking meditation. There were probably, I want to say there were a couple of hundred people. And what was profound to me was, as I was walking, I thought, this is the path that Thich Nhat Hanh walked on before he passed away. And it was silent. 200 people, nobody spoke. And then we participated in a ritual, in a service down by this open grove area. And then we did walking meditation back up to the retreat center, and we had lunch. What was profound for me during the lunch period was that, you know how we say part of our practice is teriyaki chicken, right? And bentos. Sharing food, sharing meals together as a Sangha. We revel. To me, that's a wonderful experience of Sangha. At this retreat, we were asked to just eat in silence for, I think, about 15 or 20 minutes, right? And I know that as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists, we say we don't really have a practice other than maybe deep hearing, deep listening. But I found myself in awe of that practice of silence, of eating in silence. And I would love to one day, do that. Oh, okay. It's kind of weird to see myself on screen. Anyway, so I think I would love to have all of us, maybe not 20 minutes, that might be too long for this Sangha, but maybe, 10 minutes. What do you think, Sharon? 10 minutes. And I was sitting next to a nun, and every time she put a bite of food in her mouth, and she put her utensil down, and she silently, ate her food. It was a very wonderful experience. I can't explain it, but it was an experience. And we were there from 9 till about 1, and it was an experience. Just as we in this Jodo Shinshu temple, we enjoy our get-togethers, we enjoy our bingo, which, where's Ralph? We need bingo again. But we enjoy our time together. Hopefully, people enjoy chanting and coming to these services and being with each other. So that is also part of the experience of Buddhism. It's the experience of Buddhism. It's not just the ritual, but it's experiencing. How do you feel after you come away from one of these services? For me, some days, not so much anything, to be honest. But other days, I feel very gratified. I feel very grateful for all of you. And again, I want to thank you for joining me today at this Bodhi Day service. So please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu.
Please stand for the Gatha Ondokusan, which can be found on page 128. Nyorai dai hi no ondoku wa miyoko ni shite mo hozu beshi shishu chishiki no ondoku mo hone o kudakite mo shasu beshi. Please be seated, and Kurt, would you like to come up now? Sorry for making you late.
Good morning. Thank you all for coming to today's service, today's Bodhi Day service. On behalf of the temple and myself, I appreciate you coming and spending your time with us. I would like to thank Reverend Imori for the wonderful Dharma messages today, and Sharon for ringing the Kansho, and the man behind the curtain, Bill Teague, Robert for playing his guitar, and Kaytee for hosting the service, and Ricky for the audio-visual. Please join us for the burrito lunch later on, and I look forward to seeing you at future services. And I'd also like to thank the guests that have come today, especially from so far away. Thank you.
After the adult service, there will be a Japanese Dharma message and discussion. So if you speak and can discuss things in Japanese, please come up closer so Laverne doesn't have to yell. And we will close the service with meditation. If I can find my... May the wisdom of the all-compassionate one so shine within our hearts and minds that the mists of error and the foolish vanity of self be dispelled. So shall we understand the changing nature of existence and reach spiritual peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. And that concludes today's service. You could offer incense, and I think there's hospitality as well if you need a cup of coffee before you go over get your burrito or whatever. And there's brittle that is wonderful stuff. So, and be sure to come next week to the shopping event and get a new tea set or something for your